What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm still up, still making content. And so the question I want to ask y'all today is what are some very judgmental generalizations you've placed on people? Right? And when I ask this question, I'm not talking about race related when I say people, right? But what are some judgmental, very judgmental generalizations you've placed on a group of people, right? One that I can remember is women who smoke weed, right? When I was a kid, I was firmly against having a girl that smoked weed all the way through and through, right? I never had a girl that smoked weed for real. I never had that in my life. But I remember when I was like in high school, no, early college years, I said, hell no, I could never do it. And the reason why I say that is because most of the girls I knew who smoked weed, like the dudes that I knew who smoked weed with them, they would always hit at some point. Like you smoke, they way into some sex with the girl. You smoke. And in the middle of the session, a lot of weed smokers, they go and have their little sessions. If the session is just a girl and the dude, it like a lot of times, unless the dudes is just lying to me, it always seemed like at some point, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, the dude who had a smoke buddy, like a girl that was a smoke buddy, he hit at some point. And in college, I knew girls that got pregnant by their smoke buddy, girls that didn't got hit a few times by their smoke buddy because they would just be wanting to go smoke and get high. And I'd be like, oh, hell no, Joe. I could never be, I could never have a girl that smoked weed because it look like that shit is going to be bound to happen. Now, as an adult, I recognize that no. Every girl that smoke weed ain't going to be like that. There are girls who only smoke with their friends or smoke by themselves. And, they not, it's some women that just smoke and they don't just make them horny or whatever. But I do know some women who, when they smoke weed, they start feeling a little certain type of way. Now, some people would associate horniness with only liquor, but I have known some girls that maybe you smoke a little bit with them, they start getting a little frisky. So I'll be like, oh, nah, I just used to didn't want no parts of it. And I mean, I still would prefer a girl that don't smoke weed for real. But I know a lot of women do smoke weed today, you know what I mean? But I remember I was like, oh, I'm talking about firmly against it. Like, bro, no, because you're not finna hit my shorty in your little weeds, because I don't smoke. I don't drink, so she not gonna be doing this with me. You know what I mean? So, and then what I found out too, dudes would be smoking weed. They be giving the girl some little free shit or whatever, and it might be a little weed man, and the girl could possibly have a little situation if they think the weed dude look good. All that shit, I ain't now, right? But I do know that that's not all women who smoke weed. You know what I mean? Just depend on the woman and the shit that she got going on and what she attracted to, etc., and how she moving in general, right? Some other generalizations I placed on people. And this is not even a judgmental one. I assumed as a kid that all elders were wise. I remember I thought if you old, or if you've lived a long life and when I say old, if you're seasoned, you've lived a while, that you are knowledgeable, right? That's the furthest thing from the truth. I know a lot of old dummies. Older folks that just send folks off, give folks the wrong information. They just believe, and the shit that they co-sign be silly as hell. I saw so many women riding, like older women in their 50s and 60s riding out for R. Kelly and shit. I remember that shit happened. And like, I'm talking about staunchly victim shaming the little 15, 16-year-old girls. I done seen grown men was riding out with R. Kelly, grown as a motherfucker. I done seen grown older men sending little shorties off beyond measure and send them down the aisle of destruction. So yeah, man, you can be grown and be a fool too. Like just living crazy. I done seen old folks be just shucking and jiving and throwing black folks under the bus and act like and think ain't nothing wrong with it. So yeah, man, being older does not mean you're wise. Being wise comes from experience, maturity, and just, yeah, man, being aware of having knowledge of self, etc., man. It's just being wise comes with a lot of that, right? So also, when I was a kid, when I say a kid, I'm 31 years old now, but when I was like a teenager in early college years, I didn't really want a friend group that was just full of smokers and drinkers because I always assumed that, hey, they're gonna try to get me to smoke and drink too, right? Because this was the thing, man. Like when I was in high school, people that were outside of my immediate circle, when they found out I didn't smoke or drink, they always thought I was gonna do it when I got to college. And I'm like, bro, I'm not a follower, dog. I'm not gonna do shit unless I really want to do it. And my friend group knew this. So they would never try to pressure me into drinking and smoking like that, right? But I knew, like, I'm like, man, and they didn't really do it that much. Some of them did a little bit here and there, but they was never heavy weed smokers, super heavy drinkers like that. My friend group wasn't. They do it, but not like crazy. And so I feel like I could never kick it with dudes who smoke weed heavily and drink heavily because at some point they're going to try to be over peer pressuring me to do that shit. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to snap at them. We're going to get into a fight, get into an argument. We're going to clash and it's going to be what it's going to get ugly, right? Because I don't like when folks keep on trying to pressure me to do some shit I don't like to do. And I remember when I've been around my friends and they've had other people they was cool with around me, and when they found out I didn't drink, they tried to give me they tried to do a questionnaire on why I didn't drink or smoke. You religious or something? No, bro, that just is not for me. And I don't denigrate anybody who do smoke or drink. It's just I know what's for me and I know what's not for me. And I stick to my guns, my core values, my beliefs, and I stick to what I feel like is for me, and I don't feel like it's for me. But I did feel like, man, if I had friends who smoke and drink, that they was gonna be like, oh, like heavy smokers and drinkers, oh, you gotta do this, man. You gotta. No, I'm not leaving till you do it. I'm gonna make you. No, I'm not taking them edibles, none of that shit. And if you try to overdo your part and try to make me do it, if you try to peer pressure me and all that, we might mess around and fight in here, Joe. I'm gonna cuss you out. You gonna get mad, but no, leave me the hell alone. Another judgmental or crazy generalization that I had as a young adolescent youth, not even a teenager. I always thought pretty girls' breath didn't stink. Hell no. And y'all know I always talk about stink breath. I hate stink breath. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I hate stink breath. Man or woman, you in my face with that shit again, smelling like you just like a dead body is in your mouth, smelling like rotten ass is in your mouth. I can't deal with it, bro. I'm just not for me. I can't do it, right? But I remember me when I was an adolescent, like, oh, fine girls' breath don't stink. Man, that ain't no fine girl thing. Man, when I got to high school, I ran into a small select few of girls who was fine. High school, college, and I'm like, hey, why is her shit kicking like this? She got some bad teeth in her mouth. What is going on? Cause this shit smell like vomit and dog doodle at the same. What is going on, baby? It's in the morning too, so I know you ain't got morning breath when we just walking around kicking it. Now that's something else. Now, so it sound like smell like something crawled up in you and died. We gotta roll the window down. We in the car with you when you talking. So yeah, man. Of course you find out it's not only girls that you may find like. It's not only non-attractive girls who breath stink. Like anybody breath stink. But that's some childish shit when I was a little itty bitty kid and you don't, have no understanding of life. And, you just making all these crazy generalizations. And all these generalizations I found, of course, are not true. And you find these out through life experiences, through, actually gaining interacting with people and, and finding this stuff out firsthand, man. So what about y'all, man? What generalizations y'all had about people that are negative? Peace.